Yes, you're welcome to this month's edition of the ATN. Today is the third day, and we present to you one of our speakers, Mrs. Faith Prosper-Idolor, and she'll be speaking on the topic Renewed Hope, what the future holds for you. Our theme again is You Are Better than your past. So just sit tight. If you have your earpiece or earpod, please get it and enjoy the very, very powerful section.
Or maybe some things have actually created a dark picture and has made things a bit difficult and everything, and it seems as if it's all bleak. So when there is light at the end of the tunnel and you're sure that you can actually see the light, then there is a beacon of light that you can actually hold on to, and you know there is a glimmer that you can see. Then you know the next thing you feel is what you feel, that renewal. I can actually do this. I will get there. I'll achieve it. I'll definitely reach out. Yes. And in such situations, you see hope building up. You see yourself knowing that there is something that you can achieve. There is something that you can attain. Are we together?
Yes, we are together, ma.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's something that you can actually get. Now, I think everything we're talking about letting go of the past and then forging ahead, creating a better picture from the creating a better picture of the future, and not what the picture you have actually had before now. So when you're creating a better picture, there is a belief that, okay, I'm going to get something very good from this. I'm going to get something very, very wonderful from this. So in creating that picture, you find yourself hoping against hope, even when the situation at that time might not really look like it. You find yourself creating that platform to believe that there is something better that lies ahead. There is something greater that is actually ahead of you. And okay, let me start by saying that our world is presently our world is dark. Our world is full of uncertainty. People are going through a lot. There are times that, in fact, there are certain situations that will go through, and you will not believe that you will actually come out of it. There are times that you would have seen, okay, you would have seen what other people actually, I don't know, from personal experiences, and then from maybe I've also heard people tell stories, and then you start wondering, how did this person ever come out of this kind of situation? How did this person actually ever stand to this point to talk? Now, uncertainties will definitely come, not just to maybe one person, not just to another person, not just to an unbeliever, even to a believer. There are times that we're faced with uncertainties, especially because of the world we find ourselves in. We are faced with circumstances that have marred us along the line. Some of us have scars that we are battling. There are certain things that we cannot actually discuss with people, and those things are actually eating us up. And because of that, you're wondering, can I actually know that this question, can I do this? Will I be able to? And then there's this fear, looking at everything, considering the past, and then you're wondering, can I come out of this? Can I, because of the myriad of challenges we are faced, social, economical, environmental, and even our personal struggles, it becomes difficult to actually picture a good future. It becomes very difficult to even hope that something good can actually work, something good can come. Hello?
Yes, hello, ma.
Okay, I lost connection a bit. Okay, I think it's up again. I lost connection a bit. I think it's up again. Okay, so I was talking about the difficulty picturing the future because of some of the challenges that some of us have faced. Social, it could be economical, it could be environmental, and it could be even our personal struggle. So, and when we are faced with this, or we actually experience this, we feel overwhelmed, are disheartened. You wonder, how am I going to get this? How am I going to achieve this? At the end of the day, there are so many doubts. But the thing is, hope is not just wishful thinking. Hope is not just sitting back and saying, maybe not. That's not what hope is. Now, hope is actually a powerful force. Hope is a powerful force. Let me quickly share this. Now, I've had sometime years ago, let's say like 3, 4, 5, more than that, some years ago, I started working as a private school teacher actually, and I got a job in a secondary school, a very small secondary school, and the salary at that time, that should be about 8 years ago now, 9 years ago. Yeah, I think it should be 9 years ago. The salary was moderate, and I was there, I kept on doing this, doing that, and for a while, I just saw myself comfortable in that position. I could not look beyond that particular, like, where I was at that time. So when somebody told me, okay, why not try out? There were big schools around me. I mean, big secondary schools, even though they were privately owned. These schools were quite big. So somebody said, why not try out these big schools? Why stay here? And at that point, somebody was also with me, a colleague of mine who turned out to be a friend. She started advising, said, you want to go to, this place, you don't really pay transport, you don't do this, you don't do that. So why would you now go to such a place? Why not just stay here? You are okay here, you can do this. So I also started considering it. And my thinking at that time also became limited. I could not see beyond the situation at that time. And even though I took a bold step initially, I actually took a bold step. I submitted in one of those big schools, and at the time I submitted that stuff at that big school, I felt, well, maybe not, and I left. And I was actually called for an interview. And then this phobia just came upon me. You want to go to that big school, and do you think you know enough? What if you don't pass their interview? What if you get there and you fumble? What if they don't call you back? How will these people, your colleague at the moment, how will they see you? Will they not see you as like you're not good enough, that you applied to a very big school and they did not call you, and you have to settle for this? Dear brethren, I had to settle back in that school. And I let go of that interview. I did not attend that interview. I just let go. I left everything because I felt, can I really, like, I couldn't do it. So I let it go. So I think 2 years down the line, I felt the urge again. I met someone else who was a prayer partner while I was in the university. He encouraged me. He said he was working in one of and wanted me to try it out. So I went there, I submitted the CV, and on the day we were called for the interview, sorry for my long story, I'm getting somewhere. Now on the day we were called for the interview, when I got there, I saw close to 30 other applicants. It became, in fact, I wanted to go back home. I was discouraged, I was scared. I saw people who already had masters at that time, and I was like wondering, what will I be doing here? What exactly will I be doing here? Well, to cut the long story short, we got into the interview hall. We went from the micro teaching to different things, and yeah, we did everything. And at the end of the day, I left. I was feeling discouraged. In fact, I told myself that I would not be getting the job. So I left and I stopped by a friend's shop. So while we were there, we were talking. The next night, I received the message that I had gotten the job. And by the time I resumed that job, out of almost 30 of us, only 2 of us got that job. And that didn't boost my confidence. And immediately at that time, I stopped seeing myself as that person who could not come out of that hole, who could not come out of that small space. I started seeing that what was before me was far more than what I was seeing. There was this hope that built in me, that there is more to the person I am. There is more to who I am beyond the way I was seeing myself, beyond the situation I found myself in at that time. And it was what I needed. It was the break I needed. It was the break I needed. From that time on, I'd always tackled, in fact, bigger challenges. And because I was able to scale through. I was able to break that fear. I was able to break that mentality. I was able to break out of that hole. I was able to break out of that cubicle that made me feel that I could not go beyond a certain level. I have, after breaking from that thing, I've been able to picture a future far, far better. And when I look back today, back, who knows? If I had stayed back, I would have kept on like rolling around there. After years had gone back, and I checked on that colleague of mine, and I realized that she has been there year in, year out, nothing, just there. The point I'm trying to make is hope is a powerful force. It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter what is choice. Right? The Bible says the plans of the Lord for us, He has good plans to give a future and a hope. It is ahead. It means that there is something more that He has created. The foundation of our renewed hope lies in the fact that God has made plans for our future. I don't think anything at this time is part of our story. I don't think David did. But he will tell his story without remembering how he was there singing to the sheep, killing this and killing that before actually facing Goliath. It might be an inspiration. It might actually be something not good talk. Remember that the plans of God for you are of good and not of evil, to prosper you and not to harm you. To prosper you and not to harm you. So when you understand this, it might seem as if, what I've actually gone through, you have not gone through. It's possible, and it could actually be the truth. Some of our challenges may not be the same. I'm using may because one or two cases might see people with similar cases. And then, yes, it might be that we might not understand, because if you have not walked the walk, you might not be able to do the talk. But we thank God, who has the blueprint of our lives, who coordinates everything about us. Now, I listened to a sermon, and he said something very briefly, that if we're going this direction and things actually came your way, I'm paraphrasing now, not exactly how he said it, but the way I got the understanding, and things actually came your way, let's say along the line you're going this way, and then you had an encounter, maybe you had a bad experience, a heartbreak, different things along the way, and you wanted to let go, and then you veered off the path. This is the path. Things got difficult, things got messed up, and everything became complicated, and along the line you veered off the path, and you kept on going, not looking and not seeing what He actually wants from you. And then suddenly you call for help. God will still move that door that you were supposed to walk through initially at that path. He will bring it and fix it in a place where you will still walk through it. It does not mean that the scars will suddenly disappear. It does not mean that the pains that you've gone through will suddenly disappear. It does not mean that the situation will suddenly, everything you have passed through at that time will suddenly be erased. But what it means is, even in that rough path, it will bring out something beautiful. It will bring out something beautiful, because there's actually something in you. There is actually something wonderful. So it does not matter the twists and turns in life. It does not matter the trials. It does not matter how uncertain it might be. In fact, you might be looking at it and you might be wondering, will it really work out? Will I actually overcome this? Will this pain ever leave? Will I be able to relate like a normal person? There are people who are battling trauma, like they've grown up, like they are full adults, and they are still battling a lot of things. questions and you're wondering, like, will it be possible? I don't know, but there are so many stories that we hear about people, and you see that even though it might be difficult, in the midst of that difficulty, it's just like trials, challenges. It's just like planting and then having hope now. Trials, challenges, just like a rocky ground. Now, having hope is like planting a ground, and then for it to now make sense is actually that seed germinating and blossoming into a wonderful, a beautiful, a lovely flower. So what I'm trying to say is, if in that rocky situation, there is something beautiful right there. In that rocky situation, there is something beautiful right there. Now, the first thing I want us to have at the back of our minds. Okay, I've mentioned the fact that hope is not just wishful thinking. It's not daydreaming. It's not for you to sit down and say, oh, how I wish Odedollah was my father. How I wish I was this. Oh, that's wishful thinking. But hope is knowing that there is something more. I have more that I can offer. I am more than my scars. I am more than what I've gone through. So that is the kind of hope I'm talking about, and that's why I call it a powerful force. A powerful force, more than what you can actually see, more than the situation that you're in, knowing that something beautiful will actually come out of it, knowing that something wonderful will actually come out of it. That is what hope is. That's the first thing I want us to understand. Now, the second thing is your ability to actually embrace this future is your willingness. That you have to be willing. You have to be willing to go. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. That person hurt you. You've been hurt by the situation. You've been betrayed. You've been put down. You've gone through a lot. But I want you to know that you have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to let go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It might be difficult. It might not be easy. But really, I would want us to let it go. Your willingness to let go. Your willingness to let go of past burdens and past mistakes. To let it go and to have the knowledge that there is something better in there. There is something better somewhere. There is something wonderful. One of my students in the last private school I worked, okay, not the last one, the one before that, this guy was wallowing in, it was almost damaged. I'm using that word almost damaged because he was already into masturbation, he was into pornography, he was into a lot of things. And then there was a particular time he reached out to me. He said he was tired, but he finds himself like every now and then he will still find himself going back to it and everything. So he wanted to get out. And so we started talking. In fact, at the point there, I felt like maybe the talking was not just working out. I started feeling that way, like, what is really happening? The more I talk, like, maybe we'll finish talking today, we'll finish praying, we'll go through the scripture. 2 days time, he's back, he's calling me on phone and he's crying, he's telling me what he had done within that 2 days interval, and I'm like, God, we are back to square A. What is really happening? And we kept at it. I was praying about it, I was praying for him. And then years passed, and in fact, at the point we even lost contact. So there was a particular day that someone just chatted me up. So I saw the number, and later the person called. And then when the person called me, I said, who is this? And he introduced himself. And when we talked, he said, I finally got it. I finally got Jesus. And I was wondering all these years. And he kept on saying, I had to let go. I let loose. This person is a new person. This person is a new person completely. And when I heard that testimony, I was overjoyed. I was moved to tears because I knew where it was coming from. Some days ago, I met also a student of mine. I knew where that boy came from, a broken home, a home where a broken home first, then the home that, in fact, the part of the broken home that he now settled in, because of course there's always two parts. Either the mom has gone one way, the dad is one way. So the part of the home that he settled in was not even making sense. There was nothing to write home about. This boy was perpetually failing his subjects in school, and it was difficult. And somehow he managed. He got into Babcock, and just like that, he continued. And when I met him some days back, and he told me that when he told me he did not just graduate, he had also served, and he has a farm of his own. I was like, God, is this how you work? This is a boy that's in school. In fact, people don't even want to relate with it because it seems as if something was wrong. So the point of all this is there is something beautiful. One, then you must be able to embrace that beautiful thing. You must be able to see that there is actually something in you. There is something nice, something wonderful. See, even if the sky is physical, even if the sky is physical now, maybe you can actually see it's physical, there is still something beautiful right there. So I want to encourage us, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've gone through, it is time to let go. It is time to let go. It is time to start envisioning a future that is wonderful, a future that is beautiful under God. Allow your hope to be refined. Don't let your hope be wishful thinking. Don't let your hope keep wishing that I wish that no happen. That is narrative story for English class. When they'll tell you, write a story about a day I'll never forget. I wish I had known. Had I known. Those are for essays for English class. For real life, dear brothers and sisters, you would have to let it go and allow yourself be transformed in Christ. Allow God to do the work of transformation. And you will not believe what you will see when you look at yourself and you stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself that, hey, you've got something good. You've got something wonderful. You are more than this time. You are more than this situation. You are more than this. You will overcome. There are times that I've sat back and I've cried. There are times that I've been down and been wondering, why did this happen? And then I get up and I tell myself, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not far. There is something wonderful. There is something beautiful. There is something good. And the more you keep that hope alive, the more you keep attaining it, the more you keep getting closer. But if you keep, imagine that you're crying, and there's a certain way you would cry. People will empathize. Hey, oh, sorry. Hey, this, sorry. After a while, they will also get tired of telling you sorry. So when you start your pity party, you will not believe what happened to me. If what happened to me has happened to someone else, they will get tired. They will say, okay, no more. They will not want to say, hey, yeah, again. Because if you keep looking for pity, only people tell is, hey, yeah. The only thing people will tell is, hey, yeah. It will not be more than, hey, yeah. After, hey, yeah, what next? And that is what I want us to hold on to this evening. After a year, what next? Is there any move to actually get something better? So they say a year, and that's the end. They say a year, and then you continue. After they've said a year, they will go. And after a while, they will not want to listen to your pity party anymore. They will not even want to. So you have to pick up yourself, dust yourself, and say, no. This will not bring me down. This will not bring me down. I'll get up, I'll find my feet, and I'll keep walking. Because the Lord is on my side. Even though the road is lonely, sometimes the journey might be lonely, but you keep picking yourself and you keep believing. We are not settling for a pity party. Enough of pity party. Enough of saying, this was what happened to me, this was what happened, this was how it happened. Enough of all that. Now it is out. the time, what we are saying right now, what we are facing right now is, what next? What next? What am I getting out of this? What will I make of this? What will I make of this? What kind of story will come out of it? I'm also a story writer, so most times when I sit down to picture, of course, I'll look at cause, then I'll look at the effects. Then when I sit down to put a particular story together, before I start writing, I'm already looking at the ending, and I'm seeing something at the ending, and there is this joy that will burst in me and say, okay, this is the way I've pictured the ending. So through the situation, there is always an ending. We watch movies, we read books, we see, like, these things are actually real. We listen to stories. There is always an end. There is always an end. Now, it's different. Now, this is it. It could be it's two ways. Now, this is one part. Now, this could be an end to this particular one. Then there is also another one that will also have a beautiful ending. So it's not as if I've gotten to the end, that's finished, so let me just stay back. No, there are so many beautiful endings, so many things that the Lord has outlined for us, and I want us to really get it. While the future might be uncertain, know this: it also holds endless possibilities, and that's the truth. You might feel uncertain, you might not be sure of the path you're on, but it also holds endless possibilities. As a people of faith, we carry the touch of hope. We carry the touch of what? The touch of hope. We keep shining it. We keep shining it. We keep shining it into the darkness of trauma, darkness of scar, darkness of pain, darkness of challenges. We keep shining it, and it becomes brighter, and our path continues to be illuminated, and we continue. It keeps shining brighter, and that's how it is. Whatsoever it is, don't let the torch go down. Whatsoever it is, don't let the fire go out. Whatsoever it is, you keep shining the light. Whatsoever it is, you keep the torch burning. You keep it burning. You don't let it go out. You don't let it go out. You keep shining it. The more the darkness dispels, and before you know it, dear brothers and sisters, before you know it, you illuminated, and you can see clearly. So I want to leave this with us. I don't know. Let us embrace a wonderful future in God. Know that we are not defined by what is happening to us, what has happened to us. We're not defined by it. The past, okay. The present is a gift. The future is a mystery. How do you want to unravel it? How do you want to unravel it? Do you want to remain at that level? Do you want, okay, let me quickly share this with you. Okay, some years back, someone that we were in fellowship together while we were in school chatted me up, and he said something. He said, Faith, how far? How have you been? I said, I've been fine. He said, where are you working now? I said, okay, I'm working in a secondary school, a private secondary school. So he said, you still they teach? That thing got to me, like, it got to me bad. Like, I wanted to tell him that, do you know the school where I'm working? Do you know the school? Do you explain? But it just got to me. And then after, like, 2 months after that thing happened, I got the job where I'm working now at an institution, and I met someone else and we were talking, and that thing just came to my mind. I said, wait, some years back, somebody was telling me that you still did teach, and look at the way God worked everything out. So that's the kind of, I want us to know that God has a lot in store for us. People will say things. People will tell you things. In fact, you feel bad. You feel down. Situations will hit you here and there. But one thing I want you to know is keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. Put in a deliberate effort. Shift your focus from what was to what can be. That's the final thing I want to point out to us. Shift your focus to what was. Like, shift your focus from what was to what can be. Shift it from what was to what can be. Let that be our take home this night. My focus is no longer what was, it is now what can be. No longer what was, but what can be. The heart of man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. From what was, I am now looking at what can be. Okay, so I think I would want to stop here. So let me hear from us very quickly. Brother Sam.
Wow, man. This has really been a great blessing. I've really learned. I just kept on jotting. Okay, I'll just let me give opportunity to the others to ask their questions. If there's any one of us that is having question that you like to ask the speaker before she goes, please let us ask the question. Now you can do that by raising your hand. Okay, then just for orderliness. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, so we're expecting you to ask questions now, Mr.
Contributor.
Okay, yes, Mr. Benson. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Sorry, I wanted just to say thank you so much. It's really a great wait for us, and I believe that our lives are no longer the same. Indeed, I'm happy how you were coming out to say hope is a powerful thing, and I've also loved how you created a desire from hope. So I'm really thankful for a great teaching, Madam.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yes, she's saying if there's anyone that has a contribution too, we'd like to have it. Miss Dorcas, Miss Justina, let's hear from you. Okay, there's a question here. Let me read it out to you, ma. Is there anything you can do while it seems we are stuck in a particular situation or feel limited? Like a situation whereby you are struck, something in particular that one can do.
Okay. If there is you're feeling limited, there is a particular situation, you're feeling limited, or you're stuck in a particular situation. The first thing is, okay, for me, what I always do is I always take stock. That's the first thing. And I'll outline everything. I'll outline all my what ifs. I'll outline all my what ifs. What if it's actually like this? What if I place it like this? What if I do this? What if I do this? So the first thing is, my thinking always is, what if? Now, these what ifs now are actually my own way of making my plan. So even when I'm there, I'm also actually trying to look at a bigger picture. So right there, I'm talking about now also. Right there, I keep picturing it, and I keep saying, okay, what if this? What if this? And by the time I say that, then I'll now pick, okay, this particular one, okay, let me look at this. Let's say metaphorically now, like I'm using a door as a situation, it's locked and I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to look for different ways to get out of that door, and I've created those different scenarios. I look at the most suitable. So I don't just rush. I don't rush head on, blah, and then you want to break out, blah blah blah. No, I stay back and study. Then having done that, the best suitable plan that you've come up with, or that you've out for step. You follow it step by step, and then before you know what is happening, you're getting somewhere. That's the truth. And the thing is, don't be afraid of maybe one failure, you might try and you might still be there. Maybe if I'd not gotten that job back then, I don't know, two ways. I could have decided like, okay, to stay back where I was. Then I could have put myself for that. If I can go for this and I went through the interview, then I can actually do this. So it's the same thing. Don't be afraid of failure. Outline your plans. Keep working on them. And before you know, wow, the door is open. So I hope I've been able to answer that.
Oh, thank you so much, Matt. Sincerely, this got to me, and it made me remember what was said about Faraday, the man that developed the light bulb. You know, he tried over hundreds of times. It was on its 1,000th attempt that he eventually got the light bulb that we all enjoy around the world today. So he failed the first time, he tried again, failed another time, and again, but then eventually break through. So that past that has been like a limitation. Thank you so much for giving us that wonderful hope. I hope that everyone in the house is renewed tonight. Ma, we want to appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for speaking to us. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. Thank you for bringing a renewed hope our way. And from the African Transformation Network, we want to say a big thank you, Ma. So right about now, I will hand over to the president of African Transformation Network, Mr. Faith. Is going to be live next. You are welcome, sir.
Okay.
Good evening once again to everyone. I want to appreciate the speaker for this evening. This is Sambo Faith. Thank you so much for gracing really learned a lot.
Okay, so thank you for listening, Ultra. I hope you've learned something. So that's how we wrap it up for this month's edition of our ATN meetings. Anticipate more next month. Don't worry, you are going to get the notification. Just make sure that you are tuning in. Thank you.